Hello and welcome to Safe Schools. I'm Curtis Graves, Commander of Strategic Initiatives, Mobile Police Department.
I'm Andy Howard. I'm Resource Officer, Mobile County Public School System.
Andy, we have a great show today. We're actually inside actually of a firehouse on the corner of University and Airport.
Right.
I forget the name of the firehouse, but it'll come to me when we start talking to the people that we are talking to today. But nonetheless, we got a great show. We're going to be talking about how the Mobile Public School System JROTC program is working in concert with the City of Mobile, a fire department, to bring kids into the area or the field of the fire department.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great show, and we'll be right back.
To be in the AP program, it not only offers you great opportunities in the classroom, but also outside. Like being a member of the AP program, I can come into college already being a sophomore in college, so I can completely skip 1 year just by completing all my AP credits and by taking the classes and passing the exams. I would recommend other students to take AP classes because being a member of the program offers so many benefits and helps you decide what you want to do in the future and where you want to go with your life.
It's a fact. Bullying happens. Bullying can lead to serious physical and emotional pain. But there are some things you can do to prevent or stop it. Stand up for the person who's being bullied. Let the bully know that it's not cool to pick on others. Take action by reporting the bully to a teacher or principal. In the end, when you help someone who's being bullied, you are also helping yourself.
Welcome and greetings to all of the City of Mobile and the community of our school district, because we got a great show today. We have with us two of the leaders of our community. One gentleman is the chief of the fire department for the City of Mobile, Chief Seeley. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
And also present with us is Colonel Barrow. He's the commander of the JROTC program in the public schools, and they have been doing some things that we think are good and great, and our community ought to hear a little bit about. So thank you for coming also, Chief Barrow.
Very happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Well, guys, I'm going to get right into it. One of the things that I want to talk about, and I'm sure you guys want to talk about, is how we're working together in concert to try to educate our young people in our school systems as it relates to law enforcement, as it relates to the fire department, city service. You know, Colonel Barrow, you started the JROTC co-op program with the school system, and it's been extraordinary for young people, and it also leads to opportunities for employment afterwards. But tell us a little bit about the program.
Well, we started this because, as you might remember, JROTC is in a career tech program in the state of Alabama. And as such, it was important to me that we offer all of the different types of programs within JROTC that other career tech education programs offer our students in Mobile County Public School Systems. At the time, I met with Mr. Richard Landell, who was at that time the Public Safety Director for the City of Mobile, along with Captain Watson, who happens to be here today in our audience outside. But we proposed a co-op venture. Of course, the attorneys of the city looked at it first, and we started with the fire department. We are under the Government and Public Administration cluster in the state of Alabama. That's the cluster we fall under out of the 16 in career tech education. So it was a good fit for us because we saw an opportunity where students could work in the administrative side of public safety, because that's a big component of it. And our first year, we were very successful, had 7 to, I think there were 10 altogether that went through the program. They worked with Chief Seeley's departments at Homeland Security and in logistics, and also on the training side of the house. It was very exciting for the students. Not only was it good for them to have a co-op experience where they got work experience, but it also saved the City of Mobile quite a bit of money, because they helped develop and implement a logistics database plan that they're still using at the facility off of Old Shell Road. Okay. So what our students bring to the table and the experience they get, and then the opportunity to learn about what careers are in the fire department and in public safety was exciting to me, and I hope we can continue this relationship for a very long time.
Great.
You know, speaking on the part about, well, the school district always talks about kids being college and career ready, and Chief Seeley, with that notion in mind, you know, if you could kind of share with me or share with us a little bit about what it means and how a person who might aspire to be a fireman might achieve that ultimate goal. What would a kid do?
Well, we're always looking for the best that we can find. We're always looking for the next best employee we can find, and certainly we have to be able to do that, we've got to advertise our department. And what better way to do that is to allow kids to come in and see exactly what we do. Too many times in our communities, our kids grow up and they don't know that this is an option to them. This may be something that they want to choose for a career path, and they may be a very good fit for us, but they really simply grow up not knowing that this is an opportunity. This allows them to come in and see how we operate and see if this is something they want to do before we start that process of hiring and training them. So I think it's a great opportunity for us as a department to showcase what we do.
Absolutely. You know, I was thinking before we even began this show about, as a child, what did I want to do in my life, and I was like all the other little boys. I thought about being a cowboy. Besides
that didn't work out.
I moved on. And one toy that I still have that's probably 50 years old is a fire truck.
That's right.
And so I think that the opportunity to serve the community is a significant thing. If a person wanted to become a fireman, you have some basic requirements. That first step would be a particular level.
CPAT.
What is
a CPAT test.
A CPAT test, and what is that?
The Candidate Physical Aptitude Test. It's a physical test that is it encompasses 7 firefighter events. Okay, so it starts off with a stair stepper with 75 pounds of weight on. Then you pull a length of fire hose. It's got 7 events that are directly related to firefighting activities. It's a nationally standardized test, so everybody all over the country has to take this test.
All firemen.
That's right. You have to take and pass that test before you can apply with the Mobile County Personnel Board to become a firefighter. Okay, so that's the process of how you apply to be a firefighter.
And Colonel Barrow, what is the school system doing to prepare young people for that career path so that they can transition pretty easily into the opportunity of becoming a fireman?
Well, the fire department, because of the age requirement, is lower than it is to become a police officer. That's a straighter conduit for our students. By participating in this type of program, it gives them exposure and then perhaps a desire to want to do public service. We need more of that in our community. But through our ROTC program, the things that our kids bring to the table, and that's what I think the chief likes about it, as well as the police department likes, is they have discipline, they have a work ethic, things that we teach them. They know how to work as a team, because a fire truck that responds to an emergency is a team effort. It's not an individual effort. They know how to manage their time, to report to work on time. Those kind of, some industry calls them soft skills or essential skills that are necessary. And we push that agenda real hard in our district. As you might be aware, if you take JROTC, you can receive a course credit for a career preparedness course, which is a state mandated course. When we looked at our curriculum, it matched that very well, and the state Department of Education approved that you can get that course credit with us here in our district. So I believe it's a win-win situation for both the fire department and the police department. I'm real proud to say that we have had graduates now that have entered into the fire department force. And I recently had one of my former students from LaFleur High School. He is a police officer now with the city of Mobile. So our students not only look at, they tend to have a desire to want to serve the public, to serve their communities. A lot of them go into the military service, like I did as a product of JROTC out of high school. But that desire, since it's already there with so many of our cadets, it's a natural fit for those two to work together.
Now, I have another question to follow up with that, but we're going to wait just for a second, take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Mobile County Public Schools, we are redefining ready. We are graduating college ready, career ready, and life ready. We are more than just a test score. We are earning college credit while in high school. We are working internships to get real-world experience. We are welders. We are certified nursing assistants. We are redefining ready.
I want to stress that attendance in school is important for all students in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. Students need to be in school for the full school day, from the time the bell rings in the morning until dismissal, to take advantage of all of the learning activities that take place throughout the day. The slogan is, attend today, achieve tomorrow. Attendance, it starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
And we're back. Chief Seeley, as a follow-up and to Colonel Barrow, the police department has a cadet program that young people can transition into straight from high school. What about the fire department? Does the fire department have a program similar to that?
We have one in the past. We've had a paramedic cadet program that we had where it was funded by a SAFER grant, but we don't have that available right now. We're looking at doing some different things, creating a program such as that. We'll talk about it a little more in a few minutes, but we'd like to see a fire academy similar to being done around the country where take this during high school. You can take firefighting courses during high school, so we want to look into that opportunity as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, as you transition into the chief of the fire department here, and you're looking at things to do and add to your program,
that's right.
If a young person becomes a fireman, that first step is to become a fireman, but
right.
Once they become a fireman, there are other things that you can do within the fire department.
That's right. That's right. And the one thing about our department, it's a fairly large metro-sized department, so we have a lot of opportunities here. Everybody thinks, well, they tend to think that, well, if I'm a firefighter, I'm on that fire truck and that's it. We have so many other opportunities. The first, like I said, is the CPAP. And when I go back to that, Colonel Barrow made a great point. It's about that desire. People want to have to come on here. I don't want anybody to think that it is prohibitive, that the test being difficult. When they have a desire, there's a way to get it done. So once they come on, to get to your question, once they become a firefighter, there are so many options in our department. We have fire medics. You can go into that division where you're a paramedic. That takes another year of school. Everybody's an EMT. We already train them to be an EMT. But an extra year of training gets you a paramedic license and riding on our ambulance. We also have different promotional opportunities on fire truck. We have firefighter, promote to driver, the guys that drive the truck, promote to the captain, that's the captain of the truck, and then you promote to the district chief level, and then on up to deputy chief, and who knows whether the sky's the limit. There are so many other opportunities. The inspection bureau. So somebody, if they wanted to have an interest in inspecting, investigating fires, how they occur. That's a whole other division that we have. We have a fire prevention bureau. It goes out just like Dwight Smith in our public education division. We have so many things. Arson investigators, like I said, hazmat, urban search and rescue. It just takes years of training, and so many opportunities come from those things. So we have very, very unlimited amount of opportunities within our department.
To become a fireman could be a whole lot of things.
Exactly.
In terms of what you end up doing.
It branches out once you. It all starts at the same point, but you can branch out in a lot of different areas from there.
You know, I think that what I want to put emphasis on more than anything else is that it takes a special person to enter the field of being a first responder, regardless of what it is, whether it's the police department or fire department. And we want the very best, because you see the world that we live in today. I mean, we have so many different things before us that we deal with, and you're asked to do things that normal men and women don't want to do. How important is it for you to get the right people at the right time, at the right moment, to consider this field so that you can get the very best? I know with the ROTC program, you prepare kids for the military, and now you're preparing them for transition into a private entity or a governmental entity outside of the military. How important is that in preparing the right people for this job?
Well, it's obviously extremely important. We want people, as the chief said, to be committed to this type of response. But you know, we have students that want that. They want to be that drive and that challenge. Sometimes today we look at our kids and say, well, they don't want to get involved in these type of activities, and that's true to some degree from society's perspective. However, that's still the same. We still have the kids that are motivated, that want to go join the service, that say, I want to be an Army Ranger. I want to be a police detective. I want to become an EMT or a paramedic with the fire department. We look at the tragedies like what took place recently across the country. Who was there first? It was the first responders, some of whom gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect the lives of others and help save quite a few people during that. One of the things that I hope, and we've been talking now for several months about the possibility of establishing an academy. As we know, in Mobile County Public School System, we've got signature academies and academies across every high school. If we're fortunate, we'll be able to do that where a student can earn a credential in the public safety career field and hopefully take that then to the next level and become a source of future employees for the fire department here in our own community. The community has got to provide the workforce for tomorrow. It can't be Frank Barrow and Chief Seeley forever. Right. It's got to have the youth that have the same drive and motivation that we had as youngsters in high school, and I'm certain he can go back and name an individual who has inspired him to do what he's done in his career. I can go back to First Sergeant Thomas O. Rutherford at Shaw High School, who inspired me to do what I did. I'm hoping that if we can put this together and we get the district's approval and the school board's approval, we can stand up an academy, offer a credential, which is so important today to our principals, and then move forward and then let it continue to grow. I think the co-op program was the first step with the public safety officials in Mobile. We see great opportunity in the years ahead, and maybe by next school year we can do something like this. It's going to take a little work, a little effort, but that's what we get paid to do.
Right. I have a question for both of you, and I'll start with you, Chief Seeley. But Colonel Barrow alluded to it in his response as we were talking. You know, becoming a public service person kind of starts early in life. But I think our audience needs to appreciate both of you are products of the local public schools. And somewhere along the way, what we did in preparing you in life ended you in the places that you are. I heard you say about getting old. I know, Colonel, you're a young guy. So, I don't want you to go there with that. But young people can look at you guys and say, I was where you are at one point in my life, and it worked out. I'm making a difference, and I'm making a living as well. That's right. So your inspiration, Chief Seeley, how did you find yourself a fireman?
Well, that's a tough one. I was in the Marine Corps, and out of high school I joined the Marine Corps, and I wanted to come home and have a family, but I still wanted that structure and that camaraderie and that brotherhood that I had in the Marine Corps, and I found it here in the Mobile Fire Department. And that's something I've always had in my life, but I was able to stay back in my local community and still have that. So that's kind of what led me here, and it's what kept me here. And I love the brotherhood and the camaraderie that we have in the fire department. I can depend. I've got 500 brothers and sisters that I can count on anytime.
You know, I think what you're saying is super important, because when a person looks in life for a career, what you earn is only a part of that.
That's right. That's correct.
But beyond that, what are you making a difference with, and how are you impacting the lives of the people around you?
All right, I feel like that we were created to serve others. And when you talk about who we recruit, I really want people. This job is really not for everybody. Now, I want everybody to apply so we can get the best ones. But at the end of the day, I want people that are going to be good fits and be happy here and thrive here. And the ones that are going to thrive here are people who care about helping other people. At the end of the day, they have to have that drive to want to help other people.
Let's continue that conversation after this quick commercial break.
To be inside of the advanced placement program means that you are a student whose primary goal is to go to college. and being in the advanced placement makes that so much more real for those students who are inside of it.
I feel that students shouldn't be scared to go into being an AP scholar because it's not how smart you are and it's not like your GPA, it's how much work you put into your classes and how much you are dedicated to your classes.
Hello, my name is Kyla Brown and I am redefining ready. I'm taking AP and dual enrollment courses that will help me earn college credits while in high school. I am studying dental science that will assist me in my career choice of becoming a dentist. I am a Student Government Association representative and actively involved in other activities around my school and community. And this is how I am redefining ready.
All in together now, we can make it better now. Come on.
Moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier. Search We Can to find out more.
And we're back. Chief Seeley, before we went to commercial break, you were talking about service to others and how people that enter this field, not only this field, but as a first responder, how selfless do you want your firemen to be?
We have to be selfless. A firefighter that's not selfless is going to be miserable and will not thrive and will not enjoy the job, because our job requires us to drop what we're doing, to run to someone else's house that we've never met, regardless race, religion, color, whatever, and help that person no matter what's happening to them. We have to put the needs of the public first, always. And you have to make yourself second. Look at our schedule we work, 24 on, 48 off. We work a schedule that's beneficial in some ways, but it's tough in others. Those days that you work always seem to fall on your little girl's dance recital or your son's football games. That's putting others first when you can work Christmas and be away from your family and go help somebody you've never met.
That's right. And Colonel Barrow, the same applies to you from what you do in both programs, this and transitioning people into the military. You commissioned my brother into the Army,
Right.
as a matter of fact. How important is it for you to make sure you get the right people to go into those fields?
If they don't possess that attribute of selfless service, they will struggle. Because being a part of something bigger than yourself and then willing to make sacrifices on behalf of others is so important to what we do. Chief Seeley hit it on the head. We provide structure, we provide family, we provide values that our young people want those values. We've gotten away from it as a society, but many of them want that, and we can provide that in JROTC, and we can provide opportunities to show them and give them direction on career fields where that type of attitude is rewarded. By the way, your brother's a lieutenant colonel, which is the same rank as me, which means I am getting a little long in the tooth, so to speak. But you look at the values that, for example, that we have, and I know he echoes the same with his military background. I suspect the fire department has a similar system. We talk about loyalty and duty and respect for others, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. Those are the Army values. And those same values apply to this fire department and all fire departments across America. Absolutely. When you look at it and you define those words, the personal courage of the men and women that went into those towers as they fell in New York City, the selfless service that we saw in Las Vegas recently, and what our men and women do for the city of Mobile every single day. They possess those values, and we instill that with our program, and we hope that we can provide the public servants of tomorrow for our city, because we live in a great city with a lot of opportunities for them. What our children need to know, though, is how to gain access to them. And that's where they lack so much in our community. Our school system, we got to open those doors, and through our academies, we've done a good job at that in Mobile to show all sorts of careers, and you get to go in there for a while and say, well, this might not be for me. And that's also important to know, so that you can choose another. Every child can be successful in an event, but we have to pursue it and give them opportunities. And high school is the right place to do that. And I'm real proud of the adventure that we've started with Chief Seeley and our police department as well.
This conversation, I think, is about people who want to go forward. You know, when something happens, some people go backward.
That's right.
And that's okay. But if you're a person who wants to go forward when something happens, then the military and the fire department and law enforcement, people who are willing to be selfless, to make sacrifices, to put themselves potentially in harm's way for the sake and well-being of others. This fire department and certainly the military is a place where people want to do that. Law enforcement, those people want to do those kinds of things, ought to look to this conversation as an opportunity for them to pursue a career.
Absolutely.
In public service and public safety. Our community needs guys like yourselves.
The three key words that we've implemented with my administration: competence, courage, and compassion.
Yep.
Competence to be able to know how to do your job, all aspects of your job, because people call us when somebody else can't figure it out. So we have to answer calls all across the spectrum, no matter what somebody's need is. Courage. Are you courageous enough to risk your life for somebody that you've never met? Are you courageous enough to hold your work partners to a certain standard? Yep. And do you have compassion? Or you have the ability to put others first? Those are the three C's we implement in our department.
I think the fire department represents the best of our community as it relates to selflessness. Police department and so many others, the school system. You don't enter the profession for a huge salary.
That's right.
You enter the profession because you care about your community, and your community becomes your family. And what you do shows that every day. It's so important that we understand that it is vital for everyone to understand the job and the task that comes along with being a fireman in the city of Mobile, and not just the city of Mobile, but the entire country.
That's right.
We truly appreciate everything that you do and your men and women do for this city. And Colonel Barrow, you know, without saying, the things that you do in the school system and beyond is tremendous, and it is a major contribution, provides a major contribution to our community as a whole. I think as we conclude in this discussion, one of the things that I would love to say, and I'm sure Andy would ditto this, is that our school system does a great job to try to educate our young people, but it's more than just the school system that has to have a hand in this.
Correct.
It's a community effort. It starts with everyone. It starts from the home to those that see that child from day to day, to the professionals who actually work like yourselves, to instilling young people that they do have a choice. They have a choice, and that it's vital that they be part of the process.
Yeah, if you want to be a person who makes a difference, the fire department is a place where you can make that happen.
We have opportunities.
We appreciate you guys coming on and sharing this conversation with us today, and thank you
so much.
for visiting Safe Schools.
Thank you.
I'm Andy Howard.
Curt's great. Thank you.